What's up, YouTube? It is Jeff Tuffner back here on the Glorious Podcast with pay-per-view predictions once again. We're back to that sort of every 2-week pay-per-view schedule again, which I hate that idea. I've always said before that they should just have one pay-per-view a month, multi-brand pay-per-view, not, one every 2 weeks, because it really takes away from the value of it. It just really, you know what I mean? I'd much rather have one big pay-per-view with a nice card every month than two, half-assed pay-per-views each month, and then, the big 4 pay-per-views. It definitely would be better for the WWE, but then again, I think at the end of the day, I think the WWE is making more money doing 2 pay-per-views a month, and I just think that's all Vince there. Vince just wants the money. Dude, they'll do 2 pay-per-views a month. But anyway, let's get into the Hell in a Cell predictions. Hell in a Cell is the first pay-per-view for SmackDown since SummerSlam. But as you could tell by the card, it's not the most exciting card. I'm really excited for Shane McMahon versus Kevin Owens. I think this match should be really good. Definitely going to be the main event, no question about it. They've really been focusing on this match more than any other match on SmackDown in the past weeks. And the build's been going on good. I've loved the build for this match. Very rarely do I like build for matches anymore. But John Cena, Roman Reigns, that build was good for their match. The match ended up being a huge disappointment back at No Mercy. Hopefully that's not the case with Shane McMahon and Kevin Owens here. I hope this match ends up turning out to be a real good match. It's a Hell in a Cell match. It's a Hell in a Cell Falls Count Anywhere match, which I don't know if I like the idea of that. I was very confused when they announced it. I thought, wait, did they just get rid of the Hell in a Cell stipulation? But then I found out that it was apparently they can go outside the cell, but doesn't that take away what the whole point of the cell is there for, to keep them inside of it? It just doesn't make any sense here why they're doing Falls Count Anywhere. I mean, they could have just had it. We knew they were going to go outside the cell anyway, but they didn't have to basically say, like, it's definitely going to happen. Like, that is just stupid adding that. I don't know why they added that stipulation to it. It just really takes away, I think, from what a Hell in a Cell match should be. Even if they were going to end up going outside the cage, they didn't have to basically announce that they were by saying it's a Falls Count Anywhere match. I mean, that's just an awful decision there by the writing team there. That was just really bad. We'll talk about that match last. Let's get into all the garbage matches first. The pre-show, Chad Gable, Shelton Benjamin taking on the Hype Bros. Now, Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin haven't done much. They've appeared like twice on SmackDown since Shelton Benjamin returned. WWE's just wasting them here. And as for the Hype Bros, they've been, if you've seen over the past weeks, they've been teasing like a little breakup between them. I assume that's going to end up going down on the pre-show. I think, it's supposedly Zack Ryder's going to turn heel, and then they're going to break up, and I guess they'll have a little feud that will, end up being on, the next 5 SmackDown pay-per-view pre-shows or whatever. But that's probably what that will lead to. And Chad Gable, Shelton Benjamin, hopefully, I honestly forgot they were there. I was thinking of tag teams the other day on SmackDown, and I honestly forgot about Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin. I'm not even kidding. It's not because they're not good or anything. It's because WWE just doesn't use them. They don't put them on. They're never on TV. So it got to the point where I honestly forgot they were even there. So hopefully they're on TV more often. I hope the tag team division needs something new. The Usos and the New Day they've been running that for way too long now. It's been going on since like Money in the Bank or whatever. It's way too long. They need to end that feud. But as for my prediction, I'm going with Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin here, and then the Hype Bros. Yes, they are going to break up. I'll add that to the little prediction here. They will break up, so it's a little 2-part prediction there. So that's the kickoff show. It says also on here the Fashion Files will return. So, hey, that could be the best part of the show. If this show ends up being a huge disappointment, the Fashion Files could be what, the best part of the show was. It was supposed to return on SmackDown, and then they just scrapped that plan in the middle of the show. I mean, I think they've done that like 7 times before, where they'll say the Fashion Files are back, and then, let's just scrap it and wait till next week or whatever. They've constantly done that, but, they're, hyping it up tomorrow, so hopefully that's good. It usually is good. It's really never bad. Well, I want to talk about bad. Randy Orton versus Rusev. Oh, God. Rusev should win. I'm going with Rusev. I don't even know what to talk about in this match. Their feud sucks. Randy Orton needs to turn heel. Rusev, they've buried Rusev once again, like I've said before. He returned at Battleground. He should have won over Cena at Battleground in that flag match. That would have been perfect. He should have went on to beat Orton at SummerSlam. And he should honestly be maybe going for a title right now on SmackDown. He shouldn't be facing Randy Orton still. He shouldn't have lost to Orton in like 5 seconds at SummerSlam. He shouldn't have lost to Cena at Battleground. It just doesn't make any sense. And I thought when Rusev returned that they were actually going to do stuff with him since he was on SmackDown. But clearly that's not the case with WWE here. They screwed up Rusev big time. He's just the same old Rusev. Even worse, I think, to be honest. So that was a huge botch by WWE there. And as for Randy Orton, Randy Orton needs to turn heel ASAP because Randy Orton as a face right now is the boringest thing ever. I have zero interest in watching anything with this feud. I could care less about it. I honestly don't care to watch this match one bit. I'm going to take Rusev as per my prediction. Rusev better win this match because if Rusev doesn't win this match, then that's it. Rusev's officially buried. Bobby Roode versus Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler, speaking of buried, he's already buried. That gimmick he is doing right now is one of the worst gimmicks I've ever seen. And he's going to lose. Bobby Roode's winning. He's only in this feud to put over Bobby Roode on the main roster. They'll have a few matches, maybe at the next pay-per-view or whatever. And then Roode will win again. And then I don't know what's next for Ziggler. Probably leaving the company, to be honest. I don't think there's really anything left for Ziggler to do in WWE. I think he's accomplished everything. He's been in there. He's been in the company now for like 10 years now. So, I mean, he's really accomplished everything. He's, won Money in the Bank, won the world title, Intercontinental title, U.S. title. He's done practically everything there is to do in WWE, but it's crazy to think in almost that entire time span that they haven't changed his gimmick at all. Yes, he's been face, heel here and there, but they still haven't changed his gimmick. It's still the same kind of thing. Even though now he's playing the same, it's legit gotten to the point where they're like, all right, let's change his gimmick and give him like the stupidest gimmick that they could possibly think of, where he just mocks other people and does their entrances. It is by far the worst gimmick I've ever seen. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I might have to think of other ones, but it's really bad right now what they're doing with Dolph Ziggler. Bobby Roode's winning this match. Let's move on to the next match. We get AJ Styles and Baron Corbin for the U.S. title. This is not a Hell in a Cell match, and AJ Styles should win in my opinion, but I think I'm gonna go with Baron Corbin here because it just feels like it would only make sense. I feel like in the past weeks on SmackDown, AJ Styles has gotten the better of Corbin. Corbin's kind of, how they build it up. The guy who usually, looks strong going into the pay-per-view ends up losing the title or whatever, or the match. In this case, it would be the title. So I'm actually gonna take Baron Corbin. I think they're gonna put the U.S. title on Baron Corbin, but they screwed up Baron Corbin big time, losing the Money in the Bank. It was really bad taking that briefcase off him. WWE screwed up with that one there big time. I don't know. And then they're gonna take the U.S. title off Styles, and I don't know what the hell they're doing here. I'm going with Corbin, though. I think, unfortunately, Corbin's going to win the title, and it's just going to be an ugly match, in my opinion. And AJ Styles is in the match, too. I just don't expect this to be much of an exciting match, even with AJ in it. But I don't know. Hopefully it's better than what I expect, though, because I don't know. Because everything else I've said so far, I really don't care to see Orton versus Rusev. I don't care about Roode versus Ziggler. And then, like I said, I don't really care about Styles versus Corbin. So, we're already 3 matches that I really do not give a shit about. All right, now we got the tag team Hell in a Cell match between the Usos and the New Day. Now, I always forget, but they've been changing the titles so much, so I'm pretty sure it's the New Day are the champions currently. And the Usos are the challengers. They've switched the title like 10 times in the last 3 months or whatever. And you know what? Every time they have matches, these two, it's usually a pretty good match. I'll give them that. But it's just kind of to the point, like I've said before in the beginning here, that they've been running this program for way too long. They've wore it out to this point where it's just like, all right, this is okay, whatever. I'm kind of excited for this match because it's a Hell in a Cell match. I'm hoping that it's exciting and they use the cell and it's a good match. I was reading an article the other day and it said that this was the first ever Hell in a Cell tag team match. And I was like, I could have sworn I've watched a tag team match in the Hell in a Cell once before. Turns out the article is completely wrong. There was a Hell in a Cell tag team match once before in 2009. DX took on Legacy, so I knew I was right. I just remembered, I'm like, this isn't the first tag team match in the Hell in a Cell. So that whoever wrote that was completely wrong. As for this match, I feel like in the long run here for this match, it would almost make sense for the Usos to win. But then if you think about it, if the Usos win, you think this feud's still not over. But I feel like because there's so many other teams on SmackDown that I feel like, and most of them are face. Gable and Shelton Benjamin, they're face. Breeze Dango, face. There's not that many heel teams on SmackDown other than the Usos. So if the New Day win, unless they do like the New Day versus a face team or whatever, something like that, feud coming up, I don't know, because I don't know. I honestly think it would make most sense for the Usos to win this match, but then you always have to throw in the fact that, well, that would mean a rematch probably, and it's just, I don't know, it wouldn't make sense. Unless they do it like the next night on 2 nights on SmackDown or whatever, and then end it like that. I don't know. I'm actually going to take the Usos here. I think it would make sense for the Usos to win. It's kind of confusing if the New Day won, but then again, it really wouldn't because that would sort of end the feud if the New Day won. I don't know. Like I said, hope it's a good match. I'll take the Usos. Now we got the women's match. I am excited for this match. Charlotte Flair taking on Natalya for the SmackDown Women's title. this should be one of the better matches on the card. It could even be the best match on the show. I was hoping for this to be inside Hell in a Cell. I'm kind of disappointed that they didn't do this inside the Hell in a Cell. I thought this would be really, it would really add an element to it if they did it inside a Hell in a Cell. But I'm still excited for it. It doesn't matter to me, honestly. But I actually think Natalya's gonna lose the title. Charlotte's gonna win the title, become a 5-time women's champion. It just seems like over the past weeks after we've been building up, Natalya's been kind of getting the better of Charlotte. You know how, like I said that before in this video, Natalya gets the better of Charlotte in the past weeks on SmackDown, ends up leading to Charlotte winning the title at the pay-per-view. So I feel like I feel like Natalya's title run hasn't been anything special. You know what I mean? It's not going to be any memorable one or whatever. I don't know. It just makes sense to put the title on Charlotte. They have not done with anything. They really haven't done anything with Charlotte since she's come to SmackDown back in April. I've said that before. But, I mean, put the title in here would make most sense. Hoping for a good match and hoping for Charlotte to win the title. So I'll take Charlotte in this match. Now we got one of my least favorite matches on the card. Jinder Mahal versus Shinsuke Nakamura. Oh, God. I've had it with Shinsuke Nakamura versus Jinder Mahal feud. Especially, I've had it with Jinder Mahal specifically because I just can't take him as champion anymore. They had the title. I didn't mind the title being on him at first. At first, when he won it, I was just in shock. And then after a while, I was like, you know what? This isn't that bad of a title run. And then I think they should have took that title off him, but they shouldn't have put it on Randy Orton. They shouldn't put it on Shinsuke Nakamura yet. I don't think Shinsuke is ready for the title yet. I feel like maybe they should wait till WrestleMania with Shinsuke. But I don't like this feud at all between Nakamura and Mahal. The build has been one of the worst builds I've ever seen. Like, they've done the same 3 thing the last 3 weeks on SmackDown, rather. It's just been so boring, the build. I don't care to see this match, and they're going to try to put this match on, hype it all up. I just don't care. I mean, Shinsuke Nakamura is going to win. I mean, no. Jinder Mahal is going to win. Shinsuke Nakamura is not going to win yet. Like I said, I don't see Shinsuke winning the title until at least WrestleMania or maybe next year or whatever. And especially with them, they just announced too that they're gonna do a tour in India or whatever in like the beginning of December. So that virtually guarantees Jinder Mahal will hold that WWE Championship until at least December, because they're not gonna send him over there and not with the title. That would just make no sense. So yeah, he's gonna win this match. Jinder Mahal, that is. I could care less about this match. Hopefully, it's better than their SummerSlam match. There was a bunch of good. It was like they put this match on at SummerSlam. There's a bunch of good stuff going on at SummerSlam. Then this match was right in the middle of it all, and it was just like, I didn't care for it at all. Like I said, the build, it's just been bad. I don't like it. I don't know. I hope this is it. I don't know what's next for Shinsuke Nakamura or Jinder Mahal after this. Hopefully better things, because them two together in a feud is just not working out. It's been a failure to this point. So I don't know. Maybe they'll surprise us. Maybe the match will be good. But I doubt it, to be honest. I think it will just be at best maybe an average match. Let's move on to the main event. The best match, in my opinion, on the card. The Hell in a Cell match between Shane McMahon and Kevin Owens. The Hell in a Cell Falls Count Anywhere match. Now, it's been interesting here to watch, because over the past weeks, Shane McMahon's been getting like the better of Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens has been getting the better of Shane McMahon in the past weeks on SmackDown. But, you'd expect Kevin Owens to win this match, not Shane McMahon. But, like I've said, usually how they build up a match, whoever's getting the better of the other person in the match going up to the pay-per-view ends up losing at the pay-per-view. So it's really interesting here to think, will Shane McMahon actually win this match? I don't think so. I think this would be a huge win for Kevin Owens if he wins this match. Huge. It would really elevate him. Not that he needs to be get any big wins or whatever, but it would just help him in the long run. I've been saying this for a while, that this entire feud, Shane McMahon putting over Kevin Owens, would be huge for him. It would really help Kevin Owens, and I honestly feel like what they're building toward is a Kevin Owens versus Triple H match at WrestleMania. I feel like this will somehow end up leading into a Triple H feud where Triple H comes back and he's face, and there's pretty much a Kevin Owens against the McMahon family feud pretty much from here on out, all the way up until WrestleMania. I really think that's what they're going to end up leading up to. I think what will happen here is Kevin Owens wins this match at Hell in a Cell. They go on to Survivor Series. They have like a traditional 5-on-5 elimination tag match where it's Team Kevin Owens versus Team Shane McMahon. It was rumored that people were saying that Kevin Owens is advertised for Raw events in the coming weeks. I don't think that necessarily means Kevin Owens is moving to the Raw brand. I think what's going to be happening is Kevin Owens is going to be going over to the Raw brand to recruit people to be on his team at Survivor Series, assuming they're going to do that match. So that's what it looks like they're gonna go down here, that route, which I don't mind it at all. I'd love to see. I'm looking forward to this match Sunday, and I would really be interested in Triple H versus Kevin Owens at WrestleMania. I think that would be great. I think the build would be good for that. It'd be interesting to see Triple H back as a face. It's been a while since Triple H has been a face. I mean, it's clear as day they're not going to turn Kevin Owens face. That wouldn't make any sense at all. But that it looks like what they could be leading to. I could see it now. It looks like what the route they're going to go, and I don't mind it one bit. As for the match tomorrow rather, going with Kevin Owens, it just makes the most sense. Why would they have Shane McMahon win? I don't know. Maybe they'll have Shane McMahon win where something happens after the match, and then KO just somehow, goes out of the pay-per-view looking strong. That could be the case, but as for I think Kevin Owens will win this match. Hoping it's a good match. I do expect it to be a good match. I love the idea of Hell in a Cell. I do not like the idea of adding Falls Count anywhere to it. I think that's just stupid. We knew they would probably go outside of the cell anyway, but they didn't have to basically say, well, yeah, we're going to go outside the cell and add that stipulation to the match. It just ruins it. But that's it, though, guys. Let me know who you guys think is going to win and lose Sunday at the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view down in the comments section below. Go follow me all over social media. Links will be listed in the description. As always, leave a like, subscribe, and I will see you tomorrow here on the Glorious Podcast with my Hell in a Cell review.